What is going on, guys? Today we are going to be looking at all of the best versions of every icon. So we're just going to go straight into it because we've got a lot to go through. There is an enormous amount of icons, and to be honest, there is now only a few that are not actually upgraded. So if we start off, I suppose there's just a whole pool of everybody. They're kind of just all in random order. Balak to start with. A decent icon, and I do think should have got that upgrade. That would have just made that SBC that little bit better. But I think in terms of where he sits in this, I don't think I can go any more than an A. A lot of these players now do need an upgrade as well. This is kind of the hardest point when we don't have already 3 versions of them. Like, for instance, a Zambrotta, brilliant right back. But at this point in the game, he's just not quite there anymore. We need that upgrade, and at least last year we'd have had a base mid prime to still keep him going. Now we've still got an 86. It's just unfortunately not enough. We then have Barnes. To be honest, I actually really like Barnes. I can't go more than an A for him. I do think as he is, I think he's one of the ones that is just insanely cheap. He's just unfortunately now at a point where he's not at that level of a striker. When he first came out, he was kind of cheap. He was reliable up top. Now we've got far too many that are just above him. And you've got to take him with a pinch of salt, because in terms of icons, they're definitely not going to be in the mix of all of the icons. But when you've got all of the player base as well, again, there's just so many top. We then look at Campbell. I actually really rate Campbell. I think he's a very good centre-back. Again, could do with the upgrade, but we need the double playstyle plus. I think it's Bruiser that he's got as the playstyle plus at the moment, but one more step up and he is definitely up there. Personally, for me, I'm not a big Ashley Cole fan. If I'm being brutal with him, I don't think he's top of the top in my opinion. So I'd go A+ at a minimum, but I wouldn't personally use him in my. Then we have Crespo, very much like Barnes when he first came out. Decent striker, is definitely a lot better than his previous version. That is fair enough, but right now I don't see him being that top guy you go for. So he's just going to have to go for an A for me. Desai, very much like Campbell, very similar in terms of he just needs an upgrade now. He's not got one as of yet, hence why the base is the best version at the moment. We have got Essien, love the team. I think this year the team of the years, they got absolutely spot on. I don't think there's many, if any, that are in the lower tiers. I'd say they're all definitely A+ and above by a landslide. Gattuso, on the other hand, again, could have done with a better upgrade. I don't think he's quite bottom of the bottom barrel, but he's definitely as close as you can be. Hadji can go there. To be honest, most of these, I think they got them so wrong with the junior. I feel like they just went too much on the junior front. So obviously you've got the junior and then the prime of them, I suppose. It's kind of the up and down. I just don't think they really thought about it too much with that one. Hernandez, again, not a bad SBC. I felt like he was very cheap, very reliable, kind of like Barnes. He's not necessarily top of the top, but he's definitely cheap enough where you're like, oh, okay, I could give him a go. Roy Keane, I'd probably stay the same. Obviously, he's not going to be played as a left back. He is more of a centre mid in any aspect, but again, he's still not going to be up there in my opinion. Same as Closer, nice little change from his striker, but it's just not it, is he? Lampard not been upgraded yet, which I'm very shocked that they didn't get a future star with Gerrard. It seemed to be last year, whenever Gerrard got an upgrade or Lampard got an upgrade, the other one followed suit. Makalele, to be honest, I'd probably still keep him at an A+ now. I do think he's due an upgrade, very much so, but he's just not quite at that top pinnacle point for me. Ooh, Petite. I'd probably go A+ as well. I don't know if I'd say him and Rijkaard are both very similar there. I wouldn't say he's necessarily incredibly bad, but he's definitely not in the S category, especially when we look at some of the team of the years and the top CDMs we've got there. Then if we've got Pires, I'd probably put him to the bottom. Ian Rush is probably about the same, to be honest, as well. There is a lot of these kind of lower cards that just They need something more. And unfortunately, an 89 Pires at this point of the game is just not going to be enough. I'd say the same for Suker. Very cheap SBC, but not quite at that level for me. I'd go Trezeguet 1 up because I actually relatively liked him. In terms of a centre mid, how cheap he wasn't the worst. Not saying you're going to get a massive result from him, but he definitely could have been better. Seedorf. Oh, now Seedorf, he's one of them ones that I totally forget what playstyle plus he actually had, because I'm pretty sure he got actually quite a nice upgrade. He got 5 on the pace, 10 defending. He's got the Power Shot Plus. I mean, you could argue now, if I'm going to put Petit and Rijkaard in there, he's probably there for one more time. Van Persie, I feel like it's wrong to put him in the bottom tier. I feel like he may be one up for the moment. He's definitely close. I'm surprised he hasn't had an upgrade yet. Something like a Future Star or anything along them lines. But I can imagine a FUT birthday is coming. A lot of these should then hit that kind of level. We then have Torres. He's definitely now into more A+ than anything. If he got a big upgrade, that is going to be an easy S to S+. If he manages to get the right upgrade and the right playstyle pluses, you're looking at an absolute top dog. If we're going for Vidic, Vidic isn't awful, but yeah, he's going to be under, isn't he? He's going to be an A at the minimum. I'd probably pick him not over Campbell or Desai. I'd probably pick him next after that. So we'll stick with that A. Obviously, Patrick's got to go in that S+. Easy team of the year. Same as Rio. If I'm going to go with two of the team of the years there, them two for me are just two easy ones to go in. Ian Wright. Winter wildcard. Bit expensive. Wasn't necessarily the worst player. I think right now, in terms of right wings, I'd probably demote him from that S. Xabi Alonso can go down one. Zola, I'd probably look towards more of an A+ now. Again, he was kind of the lower striker that you could get. You had your R9, you had your Ham. Zola was the cheaper version, so naturally he would be down a little bit. Czech, I'm going to go into the S. Beckham. Beckham is, I love him. He's just a phenomenal player, but do I go S+ for him? I do think he's very good. What's his price coming in at still? He is just a crazy good card. He's 1.1. I feel like I'm going to go S for right now, and then I'll kind of judge off what we've actually got, because he could just be hyped from what I'm thinking of him still. Blanc is going to go A+. Could he go? No, he can't go S. I don't think he can go S anymore. Nedved really didn't get going this year at all. He's one of them cards that I thought he might have actually been semi-decent this year, and he's just not really putting anything. He's got the rapid playstyle plus, which definitely puts him out of the B+, but unfortunately, in terms of a winger, he is very bog standard. I'm going to go Coman into the A as well. Owen, I really just don't like. I don't think it works. Same with Scholes, same with Schmeichel. Same with Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger needs an upgrade. He had a really good one last year, I'm pretty sure. Or am I making this up? I'm pretty sure he had a semi-decent upgrade. Generations. He did. He had the shapeshifter centre-back. I was going to say, it might not have been a great one, but at least it was a high-rated one. Rooney, phenomenal. Great upgrade. This is finally a Rooney I can get behind. The Centurions was meh at best. Like, genuinely not really there. Van der Sar is obviously my S+ keeper. Easy as you like. Gerrard can go into the A+. Decent upgrade for him. He will definitely fall down if he doesn't continue this run. Herrero in the bin. Laudrup, I'd probably say A now. I don't feel like he really kind of puts in a number at right back anymore. Figo's been a while. Figo definitely could be at the lower tier now. I'm going to give benefit of the doubt from him, because I do like Figo on that wing, and he can kind of play the two positions of bringing himself into the cam or just staying out on the right wing. What was his playstyle plus? I know he didn't get the upgrade, which is unfortunate. He's got the technical. He's still coming in at 326. That's crazy, to be honest. We then have Ribery. Easy S. I think you could argue between the S+, but we've obviously got one man somewhere, wherever the R's are, or unless he's in the top of the top. There's one man that absolutely takes him out completely. Georgie Best, just because I can see him, he'll go next to him. I was hyped to start with, and then realised he is very good, but he's not top. I don't think he can be in that absolute must right wing role, in my opinion. We have Riquelme. I'm just not a big fan of the card. Shevchenko can easily go into the A+. I think he's a very good SBC. Nice and cheap. Cannavaro. Now, people might slate me because I do think he's kind of more A+. I don't even think you could argue S, to be honest. With the S centre-backs, I don't think you could argue there. Puyol is an easy A, needs a bit of an upgrade. They needed to add a double play style plus at a minimum. I like the little bit of the pace upgrade, but unfortunately for Puyol's sake, it's just not enough. It really isn't enough to put him in that level. Butra now can go into the A+. Jarzinho with his new SBC. I do like him. I don't think he's quite in that S+, I'd probably go more S, and maybe if we got a FUT birthday that's a 5.5, 92, 93, that could be the next level for me. Lineker, would I go? I'd probably go one above Owen, just because I felt like at that point of Winter Wildcard, there was so many, let alone English left mids that have changed icon. It was just a fact there were so many Winter Wildcard left wing icons that used to be strikers. It was just crazy. If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable, but make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders. We then have Schmeichel. I don't think I'd go S. I think he's an A+, definitely, but I don't think he's an S. Smith can follow him just there. I've actually gone through quite a few quite quickly, actually. We got Stoichkov, probably same what A+ as well with him. Cantona, I don't think could he drop? I'm not that impressed this year with him, to be brutally honest. And to be honest, people might be up and down with him. I'm not that impressed. I haven't seen him very often going against him. We used him during the Thunderstruck, and he's decent. He's very decent. But in terms of what we've got recently, I just don't think he's all that this year. He was definitely more meta, more present in previous years. Maybe that's because there's no SBC for him. He's just got a low drop weight, or people have just got better cards already. But I just don't think he's the player that he once was. Drogba can go next to him quite easily. Lahm, in terms of a right back / CDM, I think he's up there. He's got to be. Socrates hasn't had an upgrade yet, which is very, very much a shame for him. He's one of them ones that actually could be up there in terms of the top, but I think the non-upgrade's going to have a problem with him. He'll be in a low A+, but he's definitely up there still. Van Nistelrooy can get in the bin. I'd probably say more towards an A for his goalkeeper. I've added both of them. I've done the same with Yashin as well, just because it's a different position entirely. Like, a goalkeeper is not like if he had a striker and a right wing. It's a goalkeeper. You're not going to get any others than that. So I've done the same with Yashin as well, just because you can't compare the centre-back to a goalkeeper. It's totally different. Eto'o, easily A+ still, but I do think he's slowly running out now. We've got him in the team now at the moment, so I am desperate for the upgrade. Whether FUT birthday comes, that could be the move for him. Kaka, on the other hand. Now, Kaka doesn't have... Does he have the... I don't think he has the 5.5 yet. He has the 5.4, 1.2. He's got the rapid playstyle plus. In terms of cams, I think he's now slightly under it. Very much like Cantona, I love Kaka, and I think in-game, I'd be happy to pack him. If you managed to get him out of an icon pick, and that was the one you got, I'd still be very ecstatic for him. But I don't think he's got that same factor just now. He did get the upgrade as well from Thunderstruck, which is nice. Alan Shearer can go in the A+. I really liked Hugo Sanchez. I thought it was a great SBC. I think, what was he, about 400, 500? 400. Was he an SBC? No, he wasn't an SBC. Why do I think he's an SBC? There was somebody else. Oh, it might have been Hernandez I'm thinking of. But 400, I'd say he's got what you need. He's obviously got the dead ball plus. Could have done with a better one, but stats-wise, I think he's definitely up there. Abili's a shame one, because I do think she's still up there in terms of centre mid, but she just had no upgrades. It's the same as Prince, wherever she is. Like, she's absolutely rock bottom at the moment because there's just no upgrades. Sauer's got the look with the team of the year. We don't have any more, so I'm surprised that they haven't put them. Like, normally the newer icons tend to show a bit of love. Obviously Bobby Charlton hasn't, but that I think is the only male one that hasn't that's new. I'm pretty sure everybody else that has been new has had something. Dalglish, on the other hand, it's been a while for him, to be honest. I think he probably now comes under the A+. In terms of strikers, we've got a very good selection, so it would be interesting to see what an upgrade of him would look like. I'd say the same for Del P. If I've got Kaka there, Del P has to be down at the bottom here. Matthias can easily get into that S+. I think everybody else who's S+ is just easily here. Like Zidane is a number 1, R9, Ronaldinho. You just can't argue with pretty much half of these top-end cards. We've obviously got Mia Hamm. We've got anybody else that is absolutely, without shadow of a doubt. Could you argue Yashin? I don't know if I'd go... If I'm thinking Rio's there, I'd probably go S, and a very good S, especially with the SBC coming out. Maldini is always my guy. Pushgas, I'd probably go 1 under. I don't know if I'd go S plus yet. A Foot Birthday push gas at a 95 with a 5.5. That definitely would be my number 1 shout. Eusebio, just because push gas and Eusebio go together. He's not a 5. Is he a 5.5 on this version? I actually didn't do the SBC, which I am gutted about. It's a 4.5. So a Foot Birthday Eusebio would be nuts as well. 94 Eusebio, 5.5, rapid finesse, rapid power. That could be an unreal card. Right now, in terms of the strikers, he doesn't come close to Ham or R9. So, and Pele as well. Pele I've been seeing a lot more, which is very, very frustrating. If then we continue back, Bobby Moore can go in the bin. I like what they tried. I always like when they do something different with the shapeshifters. But the 99 dribbling, unfortunately, just wasn't enough for him. He needed more pace as well. If they even at that point gave him 80 to 83 pace, I'd be okay with the 99 dribbling. But 74 pace is unfortunately not going to be enough. Same as Nesta nowadays. It just isn't. I think you could argue an A for Zanetti. Bergkamp, no. And now we're running to the final list. Roberto Carlos is my guy. What a card this is. In terms of left back, he is the top of the top, 100%. Hullet, you can easily get yourself up there as well. There is obviously multiple versions, so it isn't necessarily this is the only one that gets to the top, but this is the best version of each of them if you didn't know by now. Pirlo, I'd be a respectable A. I'd definitely go Rivaldo in that S slot. Xavi, centre mid-wise, you've got Beckham there. You've obviously got, who have you got in the A? You've got Gerrard. I think he's close. He's definitely more an A plus in my eyes. Some people might like him a lot more, but he's definitely there. Baggio can sit with him. Casillas could definitely with Schmeichel. He's above Van Nistelrooy in my opinion. Raul. Ooh, now Raul definitely at the start of him coming out was top. Now, I'd lower him a little bit. I think he needs the upgrade to get back into that S. Van Basten, never been a fan of him. Garrincha, on the other hand, would I prefer him over Georgie Best and Jairzinho? I'd probably go 1 below. I don't think they've had a version yet that is absolute number 1, especially when we've got to compare them to someone like a Hansen, somebody like a Sala. They just have something. We then also have Zico. He again is top of the top for me. I'd even argue in terms of a right back, Carfu's definitely there. We have Sauer. I'd go into more of an S. Baresi, no. We'd then look at Carlos Alberto. I'd probably go S for a centre back. Or would I go Carfu? Would I say Carfu's 1 or lower? I'd probably go S. If I'm thinking now, right back wise, I'd probably go S. I think that would be about right. Henry would follow suit definitely. Bobby Charlton, yes, I'd go Bobby Charlton S. I think he definitely needs the upgrade, like we say with a lot of them. He needs something. Yashin would definitely go into more of an S category. And then finish good, Mullerov. I'd probably put him at a very low S now, kind of going into the A+, but his rating is definitely holding him on for dear life. That is going to be everybody. Let me know down below if you agree, disagree, what is your favourite icon, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.